Welcome to this lecture. My name is Roto Z again from Realty, and I'll be taking you through what we call the advantages and the disadvantages of investing in real estate, right? So, there are myths about real estate, right? We have myths, things that are not exactly true. So, you hear people say things like real estate never goes bad, right? It's always green. I wish it was all actually true, but the truth is that that's not the truth. There are actually things that can make a property to go bad, right? They say land never reduces in value, which again is not exactly true. There are actually properties that have been purchased and the person had to sell it for a lower price. So let's quickly look at this together, right? Remember, all our courses are bite-sized, right? We give you the meat of the information, not too much stories, just straight to the point. So we'll talk about the advantages. Pardon me, right? So number one is one that is commonly known. Real estate has high appreciation rates, and why is that? Right, it's very simple. Let's take an example. If there were only three pieces of, let's say these are biscuits, and there were 10 children fighting for it, the fight will be maybe not too much. But now, if there were 100 children fighting for it, the fight will be more. If there was 1,000 children fighting for it, it will be much more on 10,000, right? Now, this is it. The portion of land available on the earth is fixed, but the amount of people who are on the earth are increasing. And so that means every day the fight for this fixed quantity called land is on the rise. Now, that alone, right, is, in economics, it's something that is going to help the value of the land to go up. So because of that, especially, based on location, we're going to see that further in lecture, land has a high appreciation rate. Lands can do as high as 100%. I've seen some properties, because that's part of our job here at Realty. I work with people on building their property portfolio. And when we do that, sometimes we do it so strategically that we get strategic locations. We have done as much as 500% increase on a property in less than a year, right? So that's one of the advantages of real estate. Number two is passive income, right? So I remember, one of our clients, I think he invested, I'm trying to remember the exact amount. And when speaking with him, he had a very simple goal. He said he wants to build on all of those properties and rent it out, right? And one good thing about it is, first of all, it's passive income. Number two, you can upgrade it. So if rent in that place was 200, let's say 2 million naira. Let's say it was 2 million naira. At some point in time, you can make up your mind that, this value has gone up. I don't want you to sell it for 2 million naira again. I want to sell it for a lot higher. So you can make up your mind that, I'm increasing my rent to 5 million, right? So it's not just passive income that is constant. It's what I call updatable passive income. Does that make sense? Right? So now the third advantage of real estate is tangibility. Now, why is this very important? When you buy shares in Facebook, you can't hold it. When you buy shares in a bank, you can't hold it. When you buy cryptocurrency, you can't hold it. We say something jokingly in the industry. We say real estate is actually the only real estate because you can hold it, you can feel it, right? So it's tangible. You can say, this is where my property is. I own this. But you can't exactly say that, right? All those things, they are true, they are correct, but you can't hold on to them, right? And one of the funny illustrations we give people is that when you go to a bank, for example, and you say you want to take a loan, are you aware that banks will not probably give you a loan. If you tell them that you want to use to buy shares, they will probably not give you. Even if you tell them you want to use to buy their own bank shares, they will not give you. However, if you say you want to use to buy real estate, there's a high chance that, they'll release that loan, right? And the next thing is hedge against inflation, right? So inflation basically is the rate at which money gets useless. That's a very plain definition, right? So the prices of goods and services are just rising. So you can hedge your money against inflation by investing in real estate, right? So let's talk about a few disadvantages of investing in real estate. Now, there are not many, right? There are not many, but the core disadvantage is illiquidity, right? If I don't want my shares again or my stocks in Apple, in a few minutes, I can sell it off. In a few minutes. However, it's not the same in real estate. I can't just sell them. I have to find somebody who is willing to buy, which is why we take a module of this course, that shows you how to invest in real estate. So I have to find somebody who is willing to buy, right? Not just willing to buy at that price. It's almost going back to a trade by barter system, right? Number two is that real estate is capital intensive. Real estate is capital intensive in nature, right? Although that capital intensive nature of real estate varies from place to place, but generally, honestly speaking, real estate is capital intensive. So I can get shares for as low as maybe at $0.5, but real estate is not always the case. If you're actually going to buy a piece of the ground, it's capital intensive, right? And I remember saying something about the high appreciation rates, that there's sometimes that real estate actually depreciates. It can't depreciate. And when at these times, these are it can be caused by war. When countries experience war, the value of the properties can depreciate. It can be caused by natural disasters. So let's say, for example, a place is flooded, and all of that, and all the people run away from that area. The real estate value in that area is going to go down. But like I said, these are not occurrences that occur every day or as often, right? So usually on a general scale, real estate is relatively super safe, right? So these are the core challenges that you have. Liquidity issues when it's time to liquidate, sell your property, and it's relatively capital intensive, right? So I've done this paradox for you, this comparison for you, and I can tell you real estate is a really, really good investment. I'm sure you've learned some stuff today, right? So I'm gonna see you at the next lecture.